GB3, Race 1, around Spa. Let's try it once again. Welcome everyone to the Ardennes Forests, which have opened up earlier on and it brought a cancellation to our race. We lose one race overall from this 3-race weekend. However, that's the reverse grid. Race 1, the grid that we had earlier, that's what we take into today. And then tomorrow's race 2 will of course be race 2's grid, with no reverse grid race this week taking place. Well, it is an absolute pleasure to have your company wherever you might be watching from in the world. GB3 is all set and ready to do battle here around here around Belgium. I got slightly distracted as the timing board's slightly glitched. Wes, welcome back. Great to have you with us. I'm going to fix this timing board. But what's your overall thoughts on Silverstone? That feels like quite a while ago, and now heading into today.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, thought you got it wrong again. Oh, we can't have that, can we? Yeah. So Silverstone. I was saying to you just before the broadcast started. Actually, it feels like longer than just a month. But yeah, it has just been a month, and the pace of Abby Pulling in particular seems to have turned right around. She's currently mired in the championship, all the way down in 20th place. I know it's only been one round, but even so, she did have quite a bit of bad luck in that round. But pole position for this race, really, it didn't come out of nowhere, but it definitely was a surprise to everybody up and down the paddock, and we absolutely love to see it. There's been some very, very sort of scary pace from Nikita Bedrin, particularly for race 2 tomorrow. He was a full half second faster than everybody else in that qualifying event. So he has definitely got some major speed behind him. He starts in 3rd position for this race, so yeah, it's up to both Pulling and Maxim Rem, her teammate, who's starting in 2nd, to really stop him and try and halt his progress. Because I think if he gets a sniff of the lead and has clear air in front of him, there's a very good chance he might be away and driving off into the distance for this first race and for the race tomorrow.
Wes, we've had a quick little failure in terms of live timings. What do you think we can expect heading into this race?
I think that it's going to depend largely on what sort of a start that Abby Pulling gets. If she manages, starts haven't usually been her forte, but if she does manage to get a good start, then it's the next challenge will be to kind of control the pace of everyone else behind. I mentioned earlier that Nikita Bedrin's very, very quick in that VRD racing car, and he's definitely going to be hounding any cars that he is behind. So yeah, expect him to be fast, and it's probably going to be a race of defense for Pulling and even Maxim Rem as well.
Absolutely. Apologies that we had to keep it on orbit. There was a few glitches with our live timings. They completely crashed on themselves. It's always the way, isn't it? It's always the way. As we stare down on the grid, what a brilliant race that we have coming our way. Abby Pulling starts on pole, Maxim Rem 2nd, Bedrin 3rd, Molnar 4th, and then it is going to be Deegan Fairclough who will be getting off the line from P5. So thank you, Wes, by the way, for doing quite a bit of talking while I quickly fixed some of the issues as well. But you're not going to be with us for race number 2 tomorrow. So this is the only race that you do get. But in terms of the grid that we've got, I think it's quite a good one to have.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always good when we have a female driver up the front. I expect several decades from now, that'll probably be the norm when motorsport is much more an equal thing between men and women. But at this point in history, it is still fairly rare. So yeah, anytime we see a woman close to the front, then it's good for the sport in general.
Absolutely. So, as we take a look down on the grid, what a brilliant race we have coming our way. The drivers are about to be let loose for a bit of a formation lap. But most of all, Wes, I think the best thing is that the rain has went away and we can actually have some good racing. And these drivers not get hampered by some of the conditions as well that we saw earlier. And they've even got better conditions. Abby
Oh
pulling!
no,
Abby
pulling
pulling!
stall.
She stalled on the grid! Big moment! Her first, now she's got going. That's going to be critical.
She's
She'll
got
be able to
going.
retake her position. And we thought it was all gone. All of the hard work. Well, she's back in position, and everyone can relieve Wes Mansbridge because that could have been a big moment in the
I
context of
think
the
we
win.
all I think we all died a little inside there, didn't we, when that happened? Because she pulled away quite a few meters. Let's go through the grid real quick, Omi.
Abby Pulling starts on pole position next to Maxim Rem, who is in second. I was doubting whether that would be the grid for a second. Nikita Bedrin in third, and Martin Molnar starts in P4 for Rodin Motorsport. P5 is Deegan Fairclough, and then P6 is Jin Nakamura. That is the third row of the grid as we travel our way on to the next row. Row 4, and it sees Patrico Gonzalez and then Krill Kutzkoff. Who will start in 8th for Elite Motorsport. Good job from him when it came to qualifying. Flynn Jacks brought out the red flags yesterday. He's in 9th. And then it is Dante Vinci coming from the Italian F4 Championship starting in P10. Lucas Flusha is in 11th, a returnee to this championship. And then it is Rowan Campbell Pilling coming from British F4, and he'll go from 12th here at Spa. Peter is in 13th, and then it is Caillou Lee in 14th position. 15th on the grid is Ricardo Batista, and then it is Lewis Gilbert in 16th, which if you were watching the GB3 feed, you would have heard an interview from him earlier on this morning. Jack Taylor 17th next to Jason Pribble, who was brilliantly commentating on GB4 1 week ago. Aurelia Nobles, an F1 Academy star, coming to 9th, well, coming into this from 19th. Rodrigo Gonzalez is alongside, and then it is Fu in 21st. Leon Wilson starts in 22nd for Arden Motorsport, and that is the drivers that we have got on the grid, all set and ready to do battle.
Yeah, good grid, and it was yeah. I agree with you about Jason Pribble. I think he did absolutely fantastically. I was watching GB4 over the bank holiday weekend, and yeah, he was a real natural at that. So nice to know he's got a career path to fall back on should the racing not work out for any reason.
Yeah, let's hope it does, but at least he's got something as well. And he did a race as well. I think it was Silverstone last year that he filled in for, while Piers Pryor was on Formula 3 coverage as well, as they make their way towards the end of the lap. Camera's seeming a little bit worse than Freck. I feel like some of them have got a bit extra blurry, Wes, but let's hope it won't cause too much trouble, and we can still very much have a good contest and have a good race. They're all trying to generate as much as heat possible into the tyres as they try and begin to get ready to go racing for what should be a very interesting race. Remember, rain is scheduled for tomorrow. There is no guarantees of what will happen in terms of that, meaning you've got to take your chances when they come. And taking your chances is the best thing that you can do, as we will find ourselves lining up on the grid then for a bit of a standing start. And the run towards La Source corner is going to be interesting. But when you get to La Source, Wes, it is foot flat to the floor, and it's all eyes on the run towards Le Com at the end of the Kemmel Straight.
It really is, yeah, and the slipstream is so powerful here on that run down the Kemmel Straight. You really do have to watch your back, but occasionally you are quite powerless. The grid seems reasonably dry, actually. There's definitely some wet patches. We see it from that shot, actually, a little bit further down the grid. There are a lot of damp patches around, but yeah, it's definitely drying out.
Here we go. 22 cars lined up in position. It is time for a rerun from earlier on. Green flag is being waved at the back. GB3 here at Spa has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shining red lights. We're underway. Was that a jump start from Nikita Bedrin off the side? Well, Maxim Rem alongside, I should say. It was a good start for Bedrin, who's pulling to the outside line as we make our way down into the first turn. It is the race lead for Abby Pulling, who will lead us down towards now the Kemmel Straight. First of all, Aruj and Radion, and she's got a great getaway off the line, but a jump start from the driver who started second place. Possibly we'll have to look back at that one. Bedrin gets up to second place, and then in third position we will find ourselves with the other Rodin Motorsport car of Maxim Rem.
Yeah, that's right. And yeah, it was a good start in the end from Abby Pulling. She was able to lead away reasonably quickly and has got a bit of a gap now as and that's Rem coming back on now. Nikita Bedrin, but he goes off the track and he's gonna have to give that place back. Runs over the sausage curb.
Yeah, going airborne momentarily. Not what you want at all. Let's hope the car hasn't taken too much damage. Feisty opening lap to the race, and now Jin Nakamura is looking to try and get involved. Abby Pulling has gone. She is absolutely bolted, and she's got Maxim Rem for company as well. Well, no, but Bedram was able to take it back after the moment that Maxim Rem would have had. He's ahead at the sector point, but those timings are slightly delayed in terms of they'll update when they go through the next sector point. But it's Pulling, then it is Bedrin, then we find ourselves with Maxim Rem. But did Maxim Rem jump the start is the question that we'll be looking at. So yes, he did go airborne, but it's also the start that we'll need to review as well. If not, if he didn't jump the start, it was one of the best getaways of his life. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to do much with it.
Yeah, definitely. I'd very much like to see a replay of the start as we look towards the back of the field now. And Relia Nobels, who we were looking at, lost a couple places from her grid position. And the live timing's actually saying that Deegan Fairclough has fallen to the back. Not sure if that's a transponder issue or not. And we're looking, actually, that's is that Martin Molnar now on the back of Jin Nakamura going through the bus stop.
That's the fight going on as they come over the line. So it's a battle for fourth position. Currently, Car 4 has the possession of P4 as they head down into Lasau's corner. A few other moves. Dante Vinci's looking to get past. I think that's Lucas Flusha further back in the field. He won't be able to do it into Lasau's. A run up, though. Drew Aruj and Radion always provides an opportunity, and it's getting very close, risking it. Dante Vinci side by side with Lucas Flusha at major speed. Do they make their way through? It was very close in the background, and here comes as well now Martin Molnar for the opportunity. So Molnar risking it next to Jin Nakamura. Vinci did get through, Vinci did get past, and it was Brave Star further back in the field as Flusha tries to come back. Molnar ahead of Jin Nakamura, and Jin Nakamura can't take the place back. It is fighting in behind like crazy.
Yeah, really, really is. Great stuff all the way up and down this GB3 field now. A couple drivers getting a little bit of gravel on their tyres there, but they're fighting all the way so hard. Oh, contact.
Contact there. It's going to be big damage coming in for Patricio Gonzalez, and he's going to be coming to a halt. Suspension's gone, tyres gone, and I feel like we were always heading to that moment one way or another.
Yeah, and I think Flynn Jacks as well was the car he made contact with, was it? Couldn't quite see the number on there. It's one of the XL cars. Yeah, could be Campbell Pilling. I can't quite tell now, but I think it is Campbell Pilling, yeah. And I think he pulled off of the track down at Speaker's Corner there. Not sure if it's a place that will need a safety car to move at the moment. Nothing on the screen so far apart from a yellow flag, but I will keep an eye on that for you.
Yeah, apologies. In terms of timings, they are so much ahead. The feeds, GB3 have been having a few issues, so it seems like they've had to put the TV feed a bit more delayed as much as possible to try and make things work. So we're getting different information, and we're very much and we very much also got a bit of blurry cameras as well, because there isn't the most budget that goes into a Spa Euro week, so it's not the easiest to identify as well, which is why we're working things out, combined with not having properly updated live timings. DRS is open, and it's all now about trying to go on the attack and try and utilize the DRS. Bit of gravel's been kicked up on the exit of La Source Corner. Still, Abby pulling with the lead.
Yeah, quite a lot of gravel actually. I'm not sure if that was the start that caused all of that, but yeah, it was all over the exit of La Source now. As we have, I think is that Kuskov and Flusha, I believe.
Yep, wheel to wheel, and they're battling their way through, Wes.
Yeah, certainly are. So great move on Kutkov there, whose name erroneously was left off the entry list of this event for some reason, but he is definitely here, and he went over the chicane at Les Combes, and now has to slot back in behind Lucas Flusha, and he will try again later.
Have they just left the car there? Is Campbell Pilling's car just going to be left there? Because I mean, we had it a bit in Italian F4, didn't we? I mean, if something goes very well, safety car's out. Never mind, safety car's out, according to our graphics.
Oh, okay. And that saved Abby Pulling's bacon a little bit, because Bedrin had cruised up all the way to the back of Pulling's road in, and was starting to put her under pressure. So yeah, the safety car will be a welcome relief.
Yep, but also then comes the flip side of that, and now the pressure where Bedrin will get an absolute brilliant opportunity to go on the attack.
Yeah, and Peter Bezinalos has, I think, beached it in the gravel. Can't quite tell where that is on the track at the moment. I think that's down at Bruxelles, I believe. But yeah, Peter Bezinalos is out of this race. He becomes the fourth retirement. We didn't see Deegan Fairclough, but apparently he's in the pits. We've seen Patricio Gonzalez and Roman Campbell Pilling come to blows, and now Peter Bezinalos joins them.
Bit of a mad show so far in this race, and I don't think we're gonna get a replay of the start, which I want. As I haven't seen it noted by race control, I feel like it then seems like Max and Rem may have just judged it to perfection. We had a very close moment for Ferreira in F1 Academy, didn't we, Wes? 1 week ago. On that day, it was deemed to be a jump start, but I absolutely saw Rem bolt off the line. Luckily, it seems like all is okay if we haven't got a replay and if race control haven't noted it. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, definitely. It's I think most if not all motorsport series have electronic jump start sensors now. So yeah, I think if that was the case, we would have seen it noted by now.
Yep. Absolutely.
So coming up to the halfway point in this race in terms of time, although we've only completed 3 laps of it, amazingly. So yeah, quite a bit of time probably will be spent behind the safety car due to the number of cars needing to be cleared up.
Yeah, so these are 25 minutes.
Les Combes.
Yeah.
I was sorry to cut across you. Yeah, it's actually Les Combes, I think that is where he's gone off.
Yeah, kind of where Victor Martins was off, I remember, in the F2 2024 feature race at Spa that we had that day. We have 25-minute races in GB3. We're about nearly 10 minutes into it. And, I mean, Abby Pulling's like, yep, take as long as you need behind this safety car. She's got the lead for longer, but a normal racing driver spirit will want to go racing as soon as possible. So I'm sure she'll want to get back to it very shortly as well at the same time and immediately try and attack Bedrin and, well, sorry, try to defend from Bedrin, which is what she'll be aiming for. But it's Pulling, Bedrin, Rem, Molnar, Nakamura, your top 5, Flusha, and then Kutskov, Jax, Vinci, and Lee, who are your top 10. And it'll be fascinating to see how different that is by the time we complete 16 minutes that remain. And remember, there's no +1 lap in GB3. When the clock hits 0, that is the final lap.
Yeah, it certainly is. And we saw that last year, didn't we, with blanking on his name now. The Red Bull Academy driver who's gone over to Euro Cup 3
Oh, Enzo
now.
Tarnvanichkul. I just remembered.
Android Carnvanichkul, that was it. Yeah, yeah. When we called that at Brands Hatch, didn't we? And he was
Yeah.
really playing with the time on the safety car restart. And not saying, of course, that will happen here. We've still got 15 minutes of the race left, but safety cars seem to be an ever-present factor at pretty much all the races here. So we might not be the last time we see it out today.
Didn't Callum Woisen do something similar in 2022 here at Spa, I wonder? Just trying to...
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. We've had some
Hmm.
special moments and some crazy moments at Spa. And we might be about to make some history today. The first female driver possibly to win a race in this championship. And that could be done by the F1 Academy champion, Abby Pulling, who leads us and has done a brilliant job leading the contest so far. But most of all, you know, I mean, she won't care about the records and the stats. She wants to do it for herself. She wants to get the job done and continue to prove why she deserves to be promoted. As we mentioned, as we mentioned so far this season, she got very unlucky last year with how many rounds her car was damaged. And she started showing her hand quite a lot at the end of last campaign, especially when it came to Monza, etc. And then, of course, had a bit of contact at Donington. So it's been very up and down. But now, she's got a functional car. It was very much solid at Silverstone. Of course, had a big contact with Gonzalez, which brought a chance of a podium to an end for her that day. But showed pace. That was the main thing. Showed raw ability, raw pace. And she's translated it here now to Spa and is repeating the same trick. Safety cars coming in at the end of this lap. Now it'll be over for her to try and nail the safety car restart. She was quite good when it came to nailing F1 Academy restarts, but she's got a Formula 3 race winner directly in behind.
Yeah, she certainly does, and we've said already this year how Nikita Bedrin's I guess a little overqualified to be in this championship, and seems to be showing everybody else up in terms of his raw speed, and with just under 13 minutes of this race left, is how easy or indeed difficult will it be for Bedrin to get past Pulling, and what sort of a defense is Pulling going to be able to put up with that incoming battle? We'll have to wait and see, Omi.
Gonna have to wait and see. It's gonna be an interesting battle, I can definitely guarantee you, between them. Bedrin, of course, made a great move in our season opener, didn't he? Where he got past Martin Molnar, who got a great getaway, had the lead for a couple of minutes, got about a massive advantage, and then Bedrin closed it in, made a move, a brilliant set of the dummy down into Vale as he propelled himself up to P1. It was a great job about a month ago now, but can he now try and do the same? Abby Pulling's going to be ahead. It's Pulling, Bedrin, Rem. Of course, I mentioned at the start, could it have possibly been a jump start? Nothing's come through, so we're going to have the assumption that it was all okay and it was an absolutely brilliant getaway. Shame that he wasn't able to do anything with it. Molnar fourth, Jin Nakamura is fifth, and then Flusha, Kutskov, Jax, Winchi, and Lee is your top 10. Just under 12 minutes to go on the clock, and we're finally about to come to the green flags and get this race back underway.
Yeah, we certainly are. So we're just at Fania, which is turns 13 and 14 of this 20-turn circuit. Longest on the F1 calendar at 7 kilometers long. Obviously, also the longest on the GB3 calendar. It's quite above average in terms of overall length, and just coming up into the fast Blanchimont section now. It's going to be here that Pulling starts to slow down and back the pack up before she decides to bolt, and it's up to everybody else to be able to anticipate that moment where Abby Pulling decides it's time to go.
Okay, we are waiting as it stands. Abby Pulling will be the race leader ahead of Nikita Bedrin. Great battle coming up. between these two drivers. They will make their way to Blanchimont. It will be Abby Pulling's choice when she wants to get her foot down and take us to the green flags. But right now, they're all at crawling pace. And now Abby Pulling goes, gets her foot flat to the floor, down towards the bus stop chicane. Rem looks close, but remember, you may not overtake until you come out of the final corner, come over the start-finish line, and then you can boot the throttle hard and get going with green flag racing here at Spa. Pulling, Bedrin, and Rem is your top three. And now does Nikita Bedrin try and make the move at the first opportunity? Not necessarily La Source, but as we make our way down the Kemmel Straight, there could be a chance. The teammates are going wheel to wheel. Jax gets ahead of Kutskov. They switch positions. Gilbert gets ahead of Lee as well, and they have also switched places further back in the field. But now the climb through Arouge and up to the top of Radion. Pulling is very much going to have to try and break the toe. This lap very important, whether you can try and create a gap, whether you can try and make your breakaway. But also Maxim Rem's got an opportunity. Rem trying to make it a 1-2 for Rodin Motorsport. Pulling comes over, gives Rem the toe, and Maxim Rem moves through and into second place.
Oh, brilliant move from Maxim Rem as the two elite cars are still going head-to-head. Jax, as you said, Omi, got ahead of Kutskov. Kutskov trying to come back. One driver got a little bit on the gravel there, kicked up dust, but doesn't seem to have harmed anybody. But fantastic overtake from Maxim Rem, and that's hopefully given Abby Pulling a little bit of breathing room there. Gap out, it's just a couple of tenths at the moment, but Bedrin is down but not out. He's probably going to be coming back anytime soon.
Yeah. Still they're side by side. The elites cannot resolve this. And this is fantastic stuff between Jax and Kutskov, and they'll be bringing Vinci into play as well if they continue squabbling at every overtaking opportunity. 1.2 seconds is the gap. Abby Pulling has bolted away once again.
Yeah, and that's exactly what she wanted to do. So yeah, probably couldn't have worked out any better than it did. As we wait for them to come through now, through Blanchimont, fastest part of the track. The very fast left-hander, and Bedrin's not exactly all over the back of Rem up front. Rem's holding his own pretty well. And as they come across the line now, gap out to 1 second between Pulling and Rem.
So it's ebbing, it's flowing, but whether you can be within the DRS range is so important. Into the pit lane comes Wilson, into the pit lane comes Pribble. So they've both come in. By the way, Deegan Fairclough came into the pits earlier on, and that's how his race came to a close as well. All happened suddenly. We've not had many replays today, and that's just due to the limited cameras.
Yeah, and Kahuru Lee as well. So there's obviously been some sort of coming together between those three. So luckily they're not stranded out on the track anywhere. So they've come in for damages, and the elite cars are still side by side. Omi coming down, but it's about to be 3 wide.
Very nearly 3 wide as they made their way through. This is getting very chaotic. Taylor up against Gilbert. That's another scrap that's going on as well. Half a second is now the gap because Maxim Rem had the DRS aid and it brought him closer down towards Lacombe. So a fight developing now for the lead with Bedrin also there as well. 6 minutes and 35 seconds to go on the clock. Not long left. So you've got to make moves quickly and you've got to be able to execute overtakes at a fast rate. Also, you've got to consider that in a GB3 race, the safety car can come out at any moment.
Yeah, awful lot to consider. So if you're going to make a move, you're going to have to do it as soon as possible. And I think that's, and we're not looking at it at the moment, but I think Kutskov has got past Flynn Jax once again. So yeah, once again, the Russian driver Kirill Kutskov is the leading elite car.
Absolutely. Great bit of racing so far. Bedrin's going to have to try and make the move this lap because the gap is 0.4 of a second. This is going to be a good chance because remember, Pulling right now is not giving the DRS to Maxim Rem. The gap's 1.2 now. So if you're Nikita Bedrin, you must try and make this move quickly if you want any chance of getting the race win. Because if you can get past Bedrin, then only one will be ahead, and that'll be Abby Pulling, and it could be a fight going all the way till the end. But right now, Pulling is doing so well in this race, but Bedrin is going to be desperate to make the very quick progress. And if you're Pulling, if you're Rem, you're absolutely taking the chance because you just don't know when you'll get it again. Remember, qualifying 2, 5/10. Half a second was the gap between first and second. That's the advantage Bedrin can put on the field if he gets it all together. And tomorrow, he'll lead us off pole position. That'll be a great chance for him to take victory. Today, though, Pulling and Rem have got to try and manage this to perfection.
Yeah, Bedrin's got a lot of speed, though. He did the fastest lap of the race last time around. Not quite with Maxim Rem at the moment, though. Still a half-second gap, and the elites are side by side again.
It's absolutely extraordinary, this battling. Not very often that you're laughing as the drivers are going side by side, but it's getting to such an elite and incredible level off the ideal racing line is Maxim Rem. And he always gets the gap closed, but then he can't stick with Abby Pulling. Abby Pulling, I think, is playing this very tactically. I wonder whether she's also slowing down just a little bit to make sure that Rem does get the DRS to also halt Bedrin's progress. She's had a lot of years of racing as well, and using all the tactics in your favour can work very well. And sometimes giving the driver behind DRS, giving your teammate DRS, just means that no one in the train moves forward.
Yeah, Pulling's nothing if not a team player for certain, but that's a risky strategy on a circuit like Spa, where there certainly are overtaking places. Still within that the gap's out to 1.5 seconds now, so they're no longer in DRS range. And Bedrin's got a really good run now on Maxim Rem going through Blanchimont. Is he going to be able to look around the outside or the inside going through the bus stop?
Let's see, 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go. If Bedrin wants to have a chance of winning this race, he's got to try and get through as soon as possible. But he waits. He waits, and he's not going to be able to make the move heading into the bus stop. Now, new lap will begin, and this is the closest that he has been. Gap comes to 1.3 between Rem and Pulling. Does Bedrin get the chance into the source corner? Is it a late dive bomb? No. He still decides to wait. He still decides to be patient, and he'll hope that this is the easiest drive on by of his career, because now he's about to get his foot flat to the floor, make his way into Rouge and Radion, and then the long Kemmel straight. He'll hope that he can execute this move. This is for second place in the race. We're into the final stages of our first race of the GB3 weekend, and Nikita Bedrin looking for second place, looking to try and spoil the road in 1-2 that they've got at the moment. Rem will need to try and defend. He won't even be able to defend out of the slipstream to the inside line. Nikita Bedrin, under braking, goes through and moves up into second place.
Yeah, and that was a cold, clinical, well executed overtake there from Nikita Bedrin there. Rem didn't even try to defend that. A little bit surprising actually, but with 2 minutes left in this race, how much time does Nikita Bedrin have to rein in Abby Pulling's lead?
Yep, it's going to be very fascinating to see as they make their way down towards Puwon Corner. The elites getting very close. Still, there is nothing to separate the pair of them. 2 minutes to go. Remember, there is no +1 lap. When the clock goes to 0, that is the final lap of the contest. So that'll be something to keep an eye on in terms of chances that Bedrin is going to get. But this is now about to get really exciting. This is about to be a battle all the way till the end. Can Pulling just about hang on, or is Bedrin going to spoil the party very late?
Yeah, and I think Pulling will cross the line before we get to 0 seconds. So next time round should be the last lap for her. Gap is 0.7 of a second now, so it's a reasonable gap. But as we say, the slipstream effect down the Kemmel Straight is incredibly powerful, and Bedrin is within DRS range. So, Pulling will not be able to relax going all the way to the final corner.
Well, if this is to be her win, she's not going to have it in an easy fashion, I will tell you that. because Bedrin is going to be all over the back. And it's going to be very close. So, critical corners then coming up in this race as she navigates her way, leading Nikita Bedrin, who's going to be getting closer all the time. Down the Kemmel Straight. Meanwhile, the elite cars are very close together, so it's Kutskov ahead of Jax. Jax is going to try and change the order. Bedrin closing in, closing in. We're on the final lap of the race, and Pulling survives the main overtaking chance. Now she just has to survive through the middle and final sector, and she'll be home to make history here in GB3.
Yeah, but we've still got one more overtaking spot, reasonable overtaking spot on this track, and that is down at the bus stop after Blanchimont. So that's I think what Nikita Bedrin is going to have to aim for. He's really closing now, getting very, very close as they go through the left-hander at Pouin. Pulling is so close now, just less than half a lap of this race left, and she will be able to make history once again.
This has been an absolutely incredibly poised race. We knew it would come down to this type of scenario. Can Bedrin try and make the move at the end? This is going to be so fascinating. We're through the last traction zone, which leads us to our main overtaking opportunity, which is the bus stop chicane. Abby Pulling has got the position. She's got the advantage for the moment, and Bedrin surely will not be able to do anything from there unless it is a wide moment for Abby Pulling. Well, she is called the first woman. She is about to become the first woman to take victory in the GB3 Championship, partnered by the BRDC. She's into the bus stop chicane. Bedrin will get close, but not close enough. Abby Pulling comes out of the final corner. Her dream is realized. Abby Pulling wins for the first time in the GB3 Championship. She takes the checkered flag by 0.6 of a second. History made here at Spa. For the second year in a row, Abby Pulling will take the checkered flag. Rem is going to be in third. Great performance, great race from our top three. And Abby Pulling has done the job, Wes. She is a winner at this level. British F4 winner, now a winner in GB3.
She certainly is, yeah, and it's been such a long time coming for her, and she richly deserves every single bit of it. And Bedrin didn't make it easy for her, but in the end, he just ran out of time and ran out of laps in order to do anything about it.
Thrilling ending to an incredible race. And to bring a close to what has been a long and exhausting Saturday. 2 cancelled races for Freck and GB3. The other 2 that we were meant to have to make up for, we were just able to run, and 2 of the races all coming down to a last lap battle. Incredible scenes, but for the first time, Abby Pulling, you are a race winner. And she's had a lot of running in F4 level series. She's come over to regional, taken a year with a damaged car, as we mentioned, to get used to things. Now she's got a functional car, and she's using all of the skill and all the ability that she's learnt to take the checkered flag and win a GB3 race. Fantastic and magnificent scenes. The cameras are ready. We're about to get her into the P1 spot. Our camera's waiting down there. The GB3 staff just making sure that it's all lined up in position and all ready for our latest and newest winner of F1 Academy, of GB3 to come into play. F1 Academy, that was something she ticked off the list a long while ago, including the championship overall.
Ago, yeah. Yeah, I think we seem to have lost track of the cars going. Usually the winning cars come in. They go the wrong way down the pit lane, but I'm not sure if they've peeled off into the endurance pit lane or not, or if they've done another in lap around the track. But yeah, we're still waiting to see the cars at the moment.
Absolutely. So, interesting stuff. Then, I mean, we've lost track of the cars. I'm losing track of basically any bit of words at the moment after a long day of filling earlier on in the morning. And then 2 good races with a bit of filling left and right. I hope the conditions stay dry, because I think in the pure dry, GB3 and Freck can deliver something good for us. Remember, both grids tomorrow will be a qualifying grid, no reverse grid coming your way. So just something to consider. That's due to the cancellations. They're just prioritizing main races and, of course, prioritizing the race where they award bigger points. Here we go. She's finally arrived. It's a long lap here at Spa. In F1, they don't bother. They just let them turn around and make their way through the pit exit. Well, Abby Pulling's had a whole lap, the longest lap of the season, to enjoy it all. And you can tell that she's going to be delighted. Well, Alice Powell's about to definitely make her way there. And she'll be greeting Abby Pulling soon. Well, just make sure you put the steering wheel back in. And then it's all about enjoying the celebrations. On top of the car for the first time in GB3, Abby Pulling wins. And she is delighted after a bit of waiting as well after her F1 Academy stint. Now into this. And she had a year being able to get a podium, as I mentioned, with a bit of a damaged car, but now with a functional car, it is all about celebrating down with the Rodin Motorsport team. And whereas you have to say, Rodin have backed her all the way through F1 Academy, and through so much they've backed her, and they continue to back up all the way through into GB3 and now into her second season.
Yeah, they have even through the difficult times, and you know, considering that Rodin are a top team in this category, it'd be very easy to say no. We want a driver who's richer, or you know, a driver who's more consistent in that seat. But excuse me, no, they stuck by her through the difficult times, and it's really paid off. And that is so important to a driver's psyche as well. That's a real confidence booster. And finally, Alice Powell manages to track down her protege Abby Pulling, and it's really great to see Alice down there. Being able to say that that she is key in a driver's success in this way.
Really, really is. And yeah, now it's paying off for Rodin, because she's going to be a contender. She proved herself to be a contender last time out at Silverstone. She's proved to be a contender here at Spa. Race winning contender now. And John Jackson's about to be the first one to get the words out of Abby Pulling down there as well. Very, very interesting sights. And she's got everything done in terms of park farming, and now she can enjoy herself and celebrate being P1 by the time the checkered flag comes. But no, she's going to be really, really delighted. And after all of the hard work that she's put in, that is a deserving moment. We shall see how she gets on from third it is tomorrow on the grid. So she's won a race on pole. It's going to take quite a lot to beat Bedrin tomorrow, but it's GB3 where anything is possible, and it ain't over till it's over.
Yep, that is certainly the case. And Abby, multi-talented, of course. She's a part-time commentator herself on the Radio 5's Formula One coverage, and she does an absolutely fantastic job. Got a lot of personality for certain. I got to say, I did see the GB3 broadcast this morning, and you know, despite the fact that you know, she wasn't sure at the time whether that was her chance of starting on pole position gone. You know, her mindset was, yeah, it's just too dangerous to race. You know, she was thinking about everyone else, and you know, that's definitely the mark of you know, a very good person generally. And yeah, it's one of those moments where, you know, she finally manages to get a win, and just you know, everyone likes that. You won't find a person with something bad to say about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Good driver, but most of all, also just a good human being in general as well. And yeah, I mean, she's got the confidence, and she knows that today wasn't her last chance to put it on pole. She'll get more. She'll get more across the season. She'll get a chance to go for a podium, if not maybe a challenge at a win tomorrow. Who knows? as well. But I think it's really good that both drivers who were, that's my mic has a moment, both drivers who were denied when it came to, well, both drivers who thought they were denied, Munoz and Pulling, earlier on this morning, they both got their chances and they both won the race. I guess that's a good storyline as well, Wes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And just saw Nikita Bedrin there getting interviewed by John Jackson. He did actually seem quite disappointed with himself. So, which you can understand. He was I think fighting more with Rem than with Pulling. So yeah, he was no doubt quite frustrated with the speed of the Rodins. Also, want to make a mention of Martin Molnar. He finished fourth in this race to make it three Rodins in the top four. So Rodin are really raking in the points in the team's championship, and they just seem to be going from strength to strength. The further down the field, the elite motorsports battle, which went to and fro quite a few times, ended up with Kutskov being in the lead. So, which I've got to say, coming into the final lap was not the case. Jax actually got back past Kutskov, I think, going into La Source. So Kutskov, I imagine, managed to get him back, probably either into Lake Holm or the bus stop.
Thank you very much, Wes. Well, you'll be asleep when this race takes place tomorrow, but I guess wish us luck as well, that everything goes well. You can get a contest in, and we can get some good racing. Okay, my thanks to Wes, and my thanks to everyone who has joined us. We will be back tomorrow for one more race around Spa. Race 2. Let's hope the weather behaves, and let's hope we get another thrilling contest in the GB3 Championship, which as it stands is led by Nikita Bedrin. We'll see you later. Goodbye.